Hello everybody, Toastmom here, bringing you more Halo 4 gameplay commentary, but this time with a little Call of Duty mixed in, because today we are going to be discussing the highly debated topic that has been discussed for centuries and eons on the internet, and that is whether a Halo player is better than a Call of Duty player, or vice versa. Now just to be clear, this isn't a debate over whether Halo takes more skill or Call of Duty takes more skill, because they both take a massive amount of skill once you get to those way high up levels where there's tons of strategy about everything. We're just taking a look at the standard Halo player and the standard Call of Duty player. So when you look at these people, they're not going to understand strategy about the game. They're going to understand things like strafing, things like map positioning, and they're not going to understand all the little intricate details in both games that lead you to reign supreme over other players. They're not going to understand things like the spawn system. All this stuff they're not even going to be aware of, and it's not going to even be part of their game, so it's not even going to factor in to how skilled they are. They may know and understand a little bit of a few elements, but it's really not going to affect that much. But the one thing that both of them has is aiming. So, who's the better aimer? The standard Halo player or the standard Call of Duty player? Well, the answer is the standard Halo player because of one thing, and that is auto assist. In Halo, there is very low auto assist relative to Call of Duty. Call of Duty nearly aims for you. And now this is not to say that there's not a ton of skill in aiming. Quickscoping does take a lot of skill, and some pros are very, very skilled at aiming and would demolish a Halo pro in Call of Duty, and the same would happen vice versa. But when you're just taking a look at the standard player, the standard Call of Duty player isn't going to have those finer motor skills, because even though maybe they've played more, it's not going to be as trained because the game doesn't demand as much of fine precision aiming as Halo does to be good. So the standard Halo player is going to have more practice with that precision aiming, and when that is basically 100% of their game because they're not factoring in things like strafing, spawn systems, because they don't understand any of that stuff, most of it basically falls back onto their aim. So if you took a Halo player and plopped them into a 1v1 with a Call of Duty player, the Call of Duty player may know a teeny bit about map positioning, things like that, but the Halo player is probably going to be able to get away with a lot more stuff because his aim is just going to be faster and more fine. And then again, if you took a Call of Duty player and plopped him into a 1v1 in Halo with a standard Halo player, he's just going to get pooped on also because he's not going to be able to aim worth a crap, and maybe the standard player isn't that great at aiming either, but he's going to be much better than the Call of Duty player. Now this argument gets much more unclear and definitive as you get into those higher levels of play, because you don't rely on your aim as much. Once you get into those higher levels, pretty much everyone's kind of on par with their aim, and the stuff that's going to be setting you ahead of the others is stuff like understanding spawn systems, stuff like positioning, things like that. That's really going to set you apart from the other players. So this argument isn't very valid once you get into those higher levels of play, but it is valid when you're just looking at the standard player of Halo and the standard player of Call of Duty. So there you have it, my opinion on the matter. Obviously, I'm not the god of all video game knowledge. You know, I'm not some crazy master, I don't know, samurai person or something like that. So if you have your own opinion on the topic, feel free to post it down in the comments. Just don't make it a flame war, because that's just silliness right there. That's just silly. So don't do that. Make it a good discussion. Back up your opinions. Stuff like that. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. If you liked the video, you can leave a like or a comment, or you could subscribe, because I post new Halo videos every day. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.